at SEM.
Much your team for the introductions. PS, you are conferred with immunity in accordance with Cap 12 of Zambia. Before this, PS, and make your submission.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I proceed to make the submission. So we received audit queries from the Office of the Auditor General, and we are asked to respond to queries. So one, I will and then providing the response and also indicating the corrective action. So I'll start on page 1. So paragraph number 312 on finding of failure to deposit funds in Control 99. The Auditor General's finding states that, I don't know if is that the best way to proceed, Honorable Chair? I can read the
way you've done. Just want to see how you because usually your first folio, then I go to your query because of couched we at C. So we want to proceed, then we see how we can proceed if we manage here. Because I think we were going through our preliminary issue, difficult to understand your seed. To read the query and also state the amount where applicable. Controlling officer's response to that effect. Yeah, so we can proceed.
Sincere apologies, Chair. Of course, it's a learning curve. This is the first time I'm seeing this, and we didn't know that that was the format. So we sincerely apologize for that. So on the audit finding of failure to deposit funds in Control 99, the audit states that Regulation 135(1) of the Public Finance Management General Regulations of 2020, referred to as the regulations, requires that revenue collected by an office holder be deposited in the treasury account at the Bank of Zambia. Contrary to the regulation, amounts totaling 3,393,454 admission of guilt fines and deposited at a commercial bank in the Atlas Mara account without authority from and the funds had not to Control 99 as at 31st August 2024. That is the audit query. Very Honorable Chair, page 2, we submit 32(1) of the Act 2011, read as one with Environmental Management Amendment Act 2023, hereinafter referred to as the Act, states that an inspector may, where satisfied that any person has committed an offense for which the penalty does not exceed 200,000 penalty units, or where a person has admitted the commission of an offense under this Act for which the penalty does not exceed 200,000 penalty units, summarily demand from the person the payment of a fine not exceeding 6,000 penalty units in respect of the offense. So we proceed with our response and we give a background. So this provision allows the Zambia Environmental Management agents to impose penalties in the form of fine.
Yes, Honorable. Sorry, PS. Honorable.
Yeah.
Mr.
Chairman, in the first place, we
we are comforted as a committee that the controlling officer has willingly apologized, especially being the first time to appear for the committee. And looking at how you are reading and responding to Auditor General's queries, you completely make the committee to be at sea, not to follow what you intend to respond to the query. So, Mr. Chairman, I think the committee will need to make a decision regarding this report, because it is not the standard of this committee. PS as guided by the chair, we needed to read the query from the Auditor General, then we read your response, controlling officer's response, so that arising from there we can ask you questions. But the format you have is very, very difficult to. Mr. Chairman, I'm just submitting before this committee that maybe we can make a decision to see if we can interact with the PS at that date.
Thank you, Honorable Lumai. PS, just for guidance, I think that's why I wanted to see how we are moving. First and foremost, I think I'll ask the clerk that guide your team responses, so that they're in a consistent and a proper format. Secondly, it's also your response should be summarized. But I've seen you're quoting the regulation, then there's the entire page is a response. It should be summarized, and also cause of query, what transpired, and how you are mitigating the aforesaid issue. So what we'll do, PS will ask you to make a resubmission, and I'll ask the clerk will allow you to go back and make a resubmission and follow the format. They'll show you the format so that we are able to consistently follow. And also in terms of your responses, and also the way your appendix 1, appendix 2, refer to appendix 3, appendix 4, appendix 5, and things like that, so that is consistent and is in a format which is stipulated here, because you're supposed to, it's a query, you state the query, amount applicable, cause of query, what transpired, of management, yourself, controlling officer's response. This is what we are doing, and this is what the act stipulates. But for us, we are mitigating it in ABCD in a summarized form, because what you have here can't even take you so many pages. So I think to make a resubmission, and I'll allow the clerk just to run your team outside on how you can do the format which is required by this committee. So PS, we thank you most sincerely for you coming before this honorable committee, and the resubmission is to see you in the quickest possible time, because we've only got 3 days. So we'll see how we can allocate you either tomorrow afternoon or what. I think the clerk will discuss with you. So maybe just proceed with the clerk outside and your team, then they'll show you the format, how you can then quickly work on this submission. So immunity is lifted, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chair. Once again, sincere apologies. We'll work on it and submit it today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This land founded on freedom. now for all mankind.
It's a land where every person is born free.
And it's a land of peace, of love and unity.
This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free in this land.
In this land, beauty all around. There is no other. Love like a mother's love for her child. Let nobody come and take our peace away.
Let no one take what is meant for all to share. This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. In this land.
Ooh, I believe the better days are surely coming. And I believe that we can make it through the night. If we lay pride aside, put a trust in God, learn to love each other. You my sister, you're my brother.
Right or wrong, together we are stronger. So don't let nothing tear us apart. Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia.
to my heart. This land, founded on freedom, grounded in justice, love for all mankind.
It's a land where every person is born free.
And it's a land of peace, of love and unity.
This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. In this land.
In this land, beauty all around. There is no other. Love like a mother's love for her child. Oh, there's nobody come and take our peace away.
Let no one take what is meant for all to share. This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. In this land.
Believe the better days are surely coming, and I believe that we can make it through the night if we lay pride aside, put a trust in God, learn to love each other. You must sister, you're my brother.
Right or wrong, together we are stronger. So don't let nothing tear us apart. Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land,
Zambia. Even saying the word is a multi-sensory experience. It somehow captures something of the essence of this special place in the warm heart of southern Africa. Take in the mighty Zambezi River, the majestic Victoria Falls that form Zambia's natural southern border, and the national parks overflowing with wildlife. Immerse yourself in the fast-growing towns and cities, teeming with history, light, and life. Visit the vast lakes that seem to touch the stars and engage with the plethora of different ethnic groups, cultures, and languages. Together, they make up the intricately woven fabric of this remarkable country. To visit Zambia is to begin a love affair that will never be exhausted, and unlike any that you ever experienced before. For all the superlatives that man has used in his attempts to describe Victoria Falls, none are able to do this incredible natural wonder justice. You have to see it for yourself. It is a truly awe-inspiring experience. Livingstone, once Zambia's capital, and the Zambian side of the falls have become a mecca for discerning adventure tourists. Peer into the abyss from Devil's Pool at the edge of the falls. Career down the powerful rapids from Batoka Gorge in a whitewater raft. Bungee jump from the historic Victoria Falls Bridge. Or fly over the falls on a flight of angels. Whatever activity you choose, you'll be left with a renewed appreciation for the sheer might of nature. Kafue National Park is amongst the biggest in Africa and is home to more than 130 species of mammal and more than 400 bird species. Enjoy the wildlife from a different perspective on a boat cruise or a canoeing or walking safari. For sheer density of game, South Luangwa National Park is second to none. It certainly lives up to its nickname as the Valley of the Leopard. The stunning Liuwa Plains play host to the world's second largest wildebeest migration and boast some of the most striking vistas you will see anywhere in Africa. At Kasanka National Park, you can view the largest mammal migration in the world when each November, literally millions of fruit bats cover the skyline as the sun sets. Zambia's bodies of water are as abundant as its wildlife. Although it is landlocked, this country has more water than any other in Africa. There are the long, meandering rivers, some of which are interspersed by waterfalls that are only narrowly surpassed by Vic Falls. Then there are the lakes, from the vast, remote Lake Tanganyika, far in the north of the country, which is one of Africa's Great Lakes, to Lake Kariba, Africa's biggest man-made dam. Kariba is an increasingly popular beach holiday destination that is strangely reminiscent of the French Riviera. Or for the best bath of your life, visit the incredible Kapisha Hot Springs. Another unique aspect of this remarkable country are the Zambians themselves. The country is home to 72 different ethnic groups and languages, all of whom have their own diverse cultural traits and traditions. One thing they do have in common: they are all unfailingly warm and welcoming. Zambians are famous for their very own special brand of hospitality, as well as the pride they take in their Zambian identity. Wherever you go in Zambia, you will meet people who will go out of their way to leave you with a positive impression and make you feel at home. So what are you waiting for? Book your trip now and enjoy the kind of African experience you've always dreamt of. Whatever it is you're looking for, you can always be sure to find it somewhere in Zambia. So let's explore.
explore and experience the magnificence that is Zambia. A thrill-seeker's paradise, blessed with some of the most breathtaking adrenaline activities on Earth. Choose from whitewater rafting, to gorge swings, to bungee jumps, and set your inner superhero free. If being up close and personal with nature is more to your liking, then we have just the thing for you. Get to interact with the Big Five in their natural habitat. Fine wining and dining, we hear you say? Say no more and be spoiled for choice with a selection of top culinary, all catered to suit each and every palate. And then there's the nightlife. Grab a drink. Surrender yourself to the ebbs and crescendos of an irresistible beat. Say cheers and get ready to dance the night away. All in the company of the friendliest people you ever meet. Immerse yourself in the rich culture, movements, colors, pulse, rhythms and energy that make up the unique fabric of Zambian society. Be sure to acquire a piece of exceptional Zambian craftsmanship and artistry to remind you of your stay. Travel back in time and explore the foundations of Zambia's history by visiting one of our numerous museums. So whether it is supremely fitted conferencing facilities, accommodation and amenities, wondrous water bodies, or undisturbed nature, this is your best destination. Zambia. Let's explore.
Good morning, Controlling Officer. Controlling Officer, I'll start with the introduction with my members on my right. Honorable members.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. My name is Jonathan Daka, Member of Parliament for Chadiza Constituency in Eastern Province. PS, with your team, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Good morning, PS and your team. My name is Alung Lakson, a Member of Parliament for Kapoche Constituency in Eastern Province, Sinda, particularly. You are most welcome as we are interacting with our committee. Thank you.
Honorable Man.
Yes, and the team, I'm Mango Nima Jr., Member of Parliament for Naroro Constituency in Western Province, and a member of the Public Accounts Committee.
Good morning, Controlling Officer and your team. I'm Likando Muthalali, nominated Member of Parliament. You are most welcome.
PS, I'm Victor Lumai, Member of Parliament for Chavuma, and member of this committee. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
Good morning, PS and your team. My name is Swongile Mwamba. I represent the people of Control Committee. You're most
Morning, PS and the team.
Auditor General's Office.
Good morning, Chair, members of Parliament. Yes, Wycliffe, Auditor General's Office. My team members will introduce themselves.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Good morning, PS and your team. My name is Charles Chwele, Principal Auditor from the Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, part members. Good morning, PS. My name is Shalala Eluba. I'm an auditor.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorable. Yes, with your team. My name is Lichamla.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, PS and team. My name is Sianga Samaluma from Office of the Auditor General, Auditor.
Good morning. My name is Luinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General.
Accountant General.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, PS. My name is Ms. Marisa, representing the Office of the Accountant General. Thank you.
Controller of Internal Audit.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, PS and your team. My name is Masozi Longwe, representing the Office of the Controller of Internal Audit. Thank you.
Parliamentarian staff.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, PS and your team. My name is Leon Hangala from the Office of the Clerk. Thank you.
Media. PS, I'm Jacqueline Sabang, Member of Parliament for Jigankata constituency. I'm the Vice Chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee. PS, you can introduce yourself and your team.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Good morning, everyone from the Auditor General. My name is Angela Kawandami. I'm Permanent Secretary for Development and Social
And good morning, everyone. I'm Samson Poto, Chief Accountant.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, PS, and good morning, everyone. I'm Nelson Nyango from Department of Social Welfare. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the Public Accounts Committee. My name is Ajole Patrick from Ministry of Community Development, Director Planning.
They left the PS. We didn't Department of Social.
Apologies, Chair. I'm the Director of Social Welfare. Thank you.
Good morning, members. My name is Mala Muganda Skazwe, Director of Human Resource and Administration.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, and good morning, Honorable members of the committee. Julius Mwanza is my name. I'm the Director, Internal Audit Ministry.
Good morning, Chair. Morning, honorable members of the committee. My name is Loas Musambo, MI Specialist for Social Cash Transfer. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Good morning, PS, and good morning, everyone. My name is David Piri, Director ICT.
I've not heard anyone from procurement. Thanks so much, PS. PS, you are coming for a second time. You did your submission last time, and today we'll just question you. However, before we start questioning, I'll confer you with immunity. Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which grants members of parliament immunity against say while in the house. This means that the information you give to this committee cannot be used against you outside parliament or indeed in any court of law for as long as it is factual. But if you decide to mislead this house, the same law will work against you. So, honorable members, you are free to ask the PS the questions. Thank you. Honorable Mai.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. PS, you had an underfunding of 1.492,395,000. You have not told this committee as to whether you had tried to make an effort with the Ministry of Finance in pursuing them to release these funds. And Madam Chairperson, on page 3, this issue of people sharing one NRC, it is becoming a serious issue. And the PS, in responding to this matter, you have told this committee that you wrote to Ministry of Home Affairs because these are the people who issue NRCs. And we have got 14 districts here. We have Namwala, Mwandi, Monze, Siavonga, Pemba, Porokoso, Mungwi, Kalabo, Skongo, Kabompo, Mufumbwe, Solwezi. And this was just a sample by the Auditor General. Now, if this issue is left unattended to Madam Chairperson, it will pose a serious security challenge for our republic, even as you help our citizens to get social cash transfer. One individual can get 10 times because they know that this is an issue at hand. So I want to find out from you what was the response from Ministry of Home Affairs, looking at the time from audit and now. I've read your appendix number 1, and also you have not responded to the issue of 21 goats. 21 goats were given to 7 beneficiaries who were under FISIP, And according to this query, this was depriving the intended vulnerable beneficiaries. So you have not told this committee what transpired for you to give these goats to people who are already on FISIP. Madam Chairperson, with those three, allow me to submit.
Honorable Wamnyima.
Thank you very much. PS, your submission talks about the operationalization of FSEMIS, including other integration with other relevant databases to enhance beneficiary verification. This implementation for the verification processes to avoid the issue of duplicate NRCs, which Honorable Mai has raised.
PS can respond to those questions.
Thank you, Chair. Just to take you back, the head of procurement is on his way. He was held up with a meeting. On the issue of RSCs that we use as community development, what it does is it recognizes the first person who uses that NRSC, and it will reject the second person. And then we have to physically verify. This matter, we take it that the Auditor General's office is looking at it as an advocacy issue because it's a reoccurring one, and it's not only in our ministry but across government. And what we have done on our part, it's actually been escalated to the Office of the Secretary to Cabinet, who's then handling it with the Secretary to Treasury. I want to agree with Honorable Member, Mr. Victor Lumia, that if we do, there are certain aspects, maybe it would not even be best to discuss them there because they will hinge on national security. On the response for the goats,
for the goats, in your response, you didn't respond. That was a query.
We have responded, I think, in the supplementary.
Honorable Wamnyima.
What is the timeline for this FSPMS? Its integration? Yeah, what is the timeline?
Yes.
The FSPIMS, we are actually almost completing the run. This year we used it fully for the distribution of the wetlands program, and we are fully confident that in the new year we'll be able to use it for all programs. The integration of systems used in programs is going to be more of a longer term. We are in the middle of preparing a paper for cabinet, which we expect to hopefully get approval first quarter next year, and then we'll be able to share on how we complete within the next year. I submit.
Maybe you can respond on the issue of the goats.
Can the acting director, community development, take the 21 goats?
Acting director, community, you can swap with one of the officers to. Who's the acting director, community? Swap with the director. You can see it even there. You heard the question? Did you hear the question? On the goats. The goats were given to the beneficiaries of FISIP under Ministry of Agriculture. What did you do?
Sorry, Chair.
You can sit.
I've missed it again, maybe because I was consulting. I've missed the question.
You missed the question?
Yes, it's honorable.
The issue here is that 7 goats were given to the beneficiaries of FISIP under Ministry of Agriculture, depriving the intended vulnerable beneficiaries. You didn't see this submission. This is your submission. Alright, members, you can ask the next question. He will come and respond later. It's like he's not aware of what is happening. Honorable Mwamba. Switch off the mic. Honorable Mwamba.
Thank you, Chair. Controlling officer, the issue of NRC seems to be a recurring issue, and as we await the implementation of INRIS and any other system integration, what additional steps is the ministry taking to strengthen the verification process for FSP beneficiaries to prevent the recurrence of similar anomalies? Thank you.
Any other questions, honorable members? PS, you can respond to that question.
One of the problems we had with FSP is that it was manual. So the checking used to actually, like from district to district, it was not easy to verify the information. But now we are actually running an electronic register for it. So it actually makes it easier to pick up where there's a duplication of NRCs. And we've even been able to successfully check it against FISIP beneficiaries and against NAPSA. Maybe Director ICT, you want to take it from there?
Director IT? Director IT, you can help the PS.
Thank you, PS, and thank you, Chair. So in terms of the steps that the ministry is taking to ensure that we detect where there are duplicate NRCs, digitalization of all the programs. The biggest program we're finalizing to digitalize now is the FSP, where, as the PS has indicated, we have used the system for the wetlands components. For all the beneficiaries who use the system, and going forward, everybody will be on the system. So this will help us be able to detect where there are duplicate NRCs. Nevertheless, as the PS had indicated, situations arise where we capture the first beneficiary. Another beneficiary comes genuinely with a similar NRC. So for those issues, those are the issues that PS said we are working with the Ministry of Home Affairs to be able to resolve them. Otherwise, even our efforts, even where we digitalize, we'll just be able to detect. It will show us that both genuinely have the same number for their NRCs. So for those ones are the issues that PS has indicated we have escalated to the Office of the Secretary to the Cabinet.
Any follow-up question? Honorable Chair, can go to page 5. On irregular inclusion of farmer input support.
Okay. Page 5. Any questions on page 5? Irregular inclusion of farmer input support program beneficiaries into FISIP program. Honorable Mwila can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Controlling officer, maybe you can, in more detail, inform this committee on what exactly has been done and is expected to happen, because the problem here, even last year we were talking about this. The reason has been that the two programs, the FSP and the FISIP, are not connected, are not integrated. So now you are talking about the FSP-MIS, once fully implemented, will be integrated with the FISIP system in order to avoid the recurrence of such shortcomings. So maybe you can inform the committee exactly what has been done and what we expect to be addressed as a result of this FSP-MIS as it integrates with the FISIP program. Because even under the FISIP, we still have the same problem. They also come here, Minister of Agriculture, giving people who are on the FISIP and say the two are not connected. So between you and the Minister of Agriculture, we have this of not. So have you actually been even sitting with the Minister of Agriculture? You can also inform us about the collaboration that you have made between the two systems with the Minister of Agriculture, so that we see what we should expect and such queries should not happen again come next year. I submit, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mwila. Any other question? So, Honorable Vice Chair can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, you know, this issue, away from the system, it's also caused by people on the ground, because we have information from our communities where they are called CACs, whoever is involved on the ground, the CWACs, they work with the community, that they even know that this person is a beneficiary of another program. Then they tell them that if you register your name, we give you, they share the monies, and that is what is on the ground. So as a ministry, what steps have you taken to handle such people, those from the ministry and also the community? CWACs. Those are the causes of this problem, not even the system itself.
Thank you. And PS, in your corrective action, you've stated that whether it is hoped that the newly developed electronic system, FSP-MIS, once fully implemented, it will be integrated. Maybe the one in charge of ICT can tell us when we are going to fully implement this new system of yours, and what are the lead times for you to integrate it with FISIP, because we are talking about the amount involved is 18 million kwacha in terms of beneficiaries dotted around Western, Southern, Eastern, Muchinga and Northwestern province, who benefited from both FISIP and FSP. So you want us to tell us what are the lead times and what is being done in the background, because this is your submission. It has to be backed by evidence that yes, there's a system and this is happening. So PS, you can proceed.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Chair. The biggest problem that the ministry had was...
Sorry, you are the PS? Yes, so when I ask you the PS, she's a controlling officer, then she will tell me who she wants to answer or who she's delegating the question to, then I can now allow. But if someone is just speaking, I mean, let's see, the new PS, maybe you can. PS, you can proceed.
Apologies, Chair, because you indicated in your question that the Director IT should answer. This is the Director IT and is going to respond. Director?
You wait. PS, thank you. And now I'll ask the Director to respond. You can now proceed and respond.
The biggest problem that we have, and to which our first step has been implementation of the system, was that FSP used to be managed manually. So to cross-check every name against those that own FISIP, usually used to be a challenge. Now we have a system which we have piloted, we use for our wetlands component of the FSP. All 40,000 beneficiaries were electronically checked against the FSIP, and we didn't have a single name, a single beneficiary that happened to be on both programs. So that shows and has given us the confidence that the system works well. Secondly, just 2 weeks ago, Smart Zambia launched and requested the Minister of Community Development and Social Services and Minister of Agriculture to use the new integration that has been implemented between the ZIAMIS and the FSP MIS to cross-check names. So I wish to report that in the collaboration between Minister of Community Development, Smart Zambia and Minister of Agriculture, we now have a live integration that facilitates automated checks of beneficiaries that are both on either on FSIP and on FSP. So like in the case for this year, FSIP was the first to register. We are finalizing onboarding our beneficiaries, and as we do this, we cross-check directly with the database for beneficiaries on FSIP. And we wish to report that we don't expect that next year we'll find beneficiaries that are both on FSIP and FSP, because through this new direct integration of our database of beneficiaries and the database for FSIP, we are able to check who is already on the program. FSIP are already also using it. So these are the steps that have been put in place: implementation of the system for managing beneficiaries for FSP and direct integration to the FSIP, so that we have automated checks of beneficiaries who could be on both programs. PS, I wish to submit.
You're not submitting to the PS, you're submitting to the committee. I submit to the committee, not PS. Director, you are submitting to the
answer
committee.
for the PS to the committee.
No, the procedures, let me run you through. We're asking your controlling officer because she's in charge of the ministry. We ask her a question, she will delegate to you, who's come to help her answer the question. So when you are submitting, it's not to us, to the committee. Then the committee will ask you further questions on what you've submitted. So you cannot submit to the PS. The PS is not the owner of the committee, it's my committee. So you submit to me, through me to the committee, then we proceed. I think that's a guidance. Now, Honorable Mula, can proceed with the follow-up question.
Thank you, Chair. We need clarification, because now, as the community development, you have this database automated. Also, Minister of Agriculture have one. Now, are these databases standing in isolation, or they are one component but different modules? You know, like one database, and then you have a module for community development, a module for Ministry of Agriculture. I'm asking this because in practical terms, explain to the committee controlling office. If someone is capturing a beneficiary under Ministry of Community Development in Mufulira, and they give them all the details, the name, the NRC, and everything else, as that officer of yours in Mufulira is onboarding a beneficiary of food security pack, if that same person went to Kitwe under Minister of Agriculture and they onboarded them first in Kitwe, will that person in Mufulira, your officer, know that actually this information you have given me right now, it's showing me that you are actually in Kitwe, or have found a similar name and similar NRC in Kitwe under Minister of Agriculture? Is that what we expect? Because if it is not like that, then we are not sorting out the problem. So how practically is it operating? Are there different modules in one database, or there are two databases standalone? I submit, Chair.
Thank you. And also emanating from the submission of the Director ICT. So Director ICT is saying there's live data, you can interrogate and go into ZIAMIS. You can counter check. I hope you have a laptop there, you demonstrate for us. how that live data we can go into as a committee. We want to appreciate what is happening, because Yamis, you just Google, then you can log in if you've got details, and we can be able to see what is happening in each district. So I will allow you later to demonstrate for us. This committee we have had a lot of issues with is Smart Zambia, and we don't really trust so much into Smart Zambia. Because if we can have money and we are failing to pay people who are sitting, we are dotted around, and we are saying we are implementing all these issues, there's we need to see that what you are submitting, there's evidence, and you can show us to that effect that that's what's transpiring, because our people are in dire need, and there's no need for us to be putting people on both programs, PS, FISIP, and FSP. So we hope that which you are saying can be substantiated, and we'll look at it. PS is a question from Honorable Mwila, and also there's Vice Chair's question. I don't know if someone has answered it. You can proceed.
Thank you. I'll take the Vice Chair's question first. What she has described, unfortunately, is actually dishonesty and is criminal behavior. We are actually on record where you do find that people who are intentionally doing things like that, where they are reported to the police. And the CWACs are volunteers, they are community-based volunteers. And the way forward, the best way forward is these are national programs. We should all take an interest in what's happening, particularly like for the honorable members in your constituencies. And the first place to start with the interest, or the best place I would expect, actually with the CWAC members, needs to be also and should be national service. On the question from honorable basis, they are. What we are doing now is we are able to maybe run a check one against the other. But there is actually also a government-wide program to introduce a national register. So where we will have all these all the information sitting in one database, and different programs will be able to pull information from there. So what would that mean is then all the databases would actually be speaking to each other. That is the next level of improvement of the way we are managing and using information as government. And earlier spoken to that we have committed as a ministry to submitting a CAB memo in the first quarter of next year. I submit.
Thank you, Honorable Mwila. Any follow-up question?
Yes, Chair, I think that with that response that there are two different databases, I fear that this problem is not going to be resolved as we expect. So my further question is, so then between community development and Ministry of Agriculture, who then has been given the responsibility to sit and compare the information that is in the community database and Ministry of Agriculture database to cross-check to ensure that people are not sitting on both databases? Who has that responsibility? Because we'll sit here next year and do the same findings, and the explanation will be someone forgot to cross-check that this database and this database do not contain the same things. Who has the responsibility between the Ministry of Agriculture and community development to ensure that that we are speaking to each other? Because also the problem we have in this government at times is that we operate in isolation. What these people are doing, what these people are doing, as if we are not one government. So who is sitting at the intersection to ensure that what we are trying to achieve is actually achieved? I submit, Chair.
Very, very true, Honorable Mwila. I think PS, we want someone who needs to take responsibility even moving forward. I think that's what I think the Honorable is saying in terms of ensuring that there is no duplication. We know you are the controlling officer, but we want to ascertain this very important task will be conferred on who? Is it the director ICT? Because this thing has been ongoing. And now there's that submission of this Ziamis, I mean your system, which you've come up with. And that is what the Honorable Member is trying to emphasize. We can't have 7 systems, but we are doing the same thing. This one is sitting on their system, and yet we are talking about the government service bus. That's why we are failing to understand the role of Smart Zambia in ensuring that this is done properly. These systems should be talking to each other. Yeah, we should be talking to each other. This one is talking to this one is talking to this one. So that we can save public resources. We're talking about 18 million. This 18 million worth of inputs you could have given to other farmers or other beneficiaries, but they went to, it's like someone gets on FISIP, they also get on SAF, they come and get on FSP, the same beneficiary. Then we are not making progress. I think those are the answers we want, and we want to see that yes. That's why I've asked the Director ICT to demonstrate to us through your live system. We see how we can compare and contrast to ensure that something, if it's something Lungu or something Daka or something Mwambazi is not sitting on both of these programs, as it were, because it's just where PS, the government, means well. They want a lot of people to benefit. But if we don't help them as technocrats to ensure that the system, where it got defects, we streamline and mitigate, and people who need to benefit from various programs benefit. And then we have a huge number of people benefiting. I think that's what we want to understand. So, PS, you can proceed.
The responsibility for checking against the other database, where it is checking against FISIP, checking against NAPSA, has actually been taken under the Director of ICT. Honorable, I submit.
ICT can proceed and explain to us. I think you are indicating that you want to speak.
Oh. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you, PS. Honorable Chair, as the PS has rightly put it, for both programs, for both FISIP and the FSP, onboarding on a program is a two-step process. Beneficiaries are first registered, and then the second step is to onboard on the program upon checking all eligibility criteria, and one of the eligibility criteria is not being on both programs. So therefore, the responsibility is for both teams, on our side and also on FISIP. When FISIP wants to onboard beneficiaries to benefit for a particular season, one of the checks that the system helps them to do is to check whether those potential beneficiaries are not already on FSP. If they are, they will be flagged and therefore will not be onboarded. This is how the system helps. Similarly, on our side, after we have registered and we want to onboard beneficiaries to benefit, after checking all eligibility criteria, the final one also is to check whether that beneficiary is not on FISIP. If they are on FISIP, then they are flagged accordingly and will therefore not be onboarded to benefit for the season. So this is how the integration helps to automate these checks and prevent beneficiaries who have already been onboarded on another program to be onboarded, and therefore you cannot be on two programs. I submit, Chair.
Honorable, Honorable Daka.
Chair, now we're getting more confused from the submission from Director ITC, because we have a problem where there's multiple beneficiation from both the or dual beneficiation from both the FISIP and the FSP. Now, we are being informed as a committee that there is no way such a thing can now occur, basically because there is an intersection at some point where eligibility criteria at some point where you check members whether they are on FISIP when you want to put them on FSP. Now, the director is indicating to the committee that it's not possible for such an occurrence to happen, when in fact it's an audit query here, where people are benefiting from both programs, so to say. This is confusing the committee more and more now, because we want a clear-cut answer where is it possible that this problem that we have had, because the community development has been coming on the similar query every year, maybe only last year, but the other years that I've been a member here, you have been coming on a similar query. What is it, PS? What is it that is tangible that you are doing in your ministry to ensure really that these systems that we are developing are able to treat or cure this problem that we have had for a long time? I submit, Chairperson.
Thank you. Honorable Mulawantetu. Thank you. PS, you can proceed with that question.
Honorable Daka, I think the misunderstanding has come in that we are looking at the audit report for the year ending December 2023, and the work that the director is describing is work that we have done in this year 2024. We have actually been migrating from manual records to data, electronic data in this year in 2024. And as we are speaking, we are still in the process of finalizing that. So maybe what has not come out clearly in our response is the timeline for the work being done and the timeline for when the audit was generated. I submit.
So maybe Director ICT, through your PS, what is the timeline for fully migration of this FSP MIS program? When do you expect you to fully have migrated and we are able to interface with FISIP, as it were? And don't forget you have a presentation to make. You can proceed.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Chair. As the PS has indicated, we are implementing the system now, and as we did indicate, we did it for the wetlands component, which we implemented this year, 40,000 beneficiaries, and our beneficiaries for the rain-fed program for this season will also be on the system and therefore checked against FISIP. So it is this year going forward. That's when we're implementing the system. I submit, Chair.
What's the timeline? When do you, we want a timeline for us. We know it's this year moving forward. So what is the timeline? Is it taking you 2 years to fully implement? You tell us. We take note. In our recommendation, we stipulate, we were informed by the Ministry of Community Development that they are taking 2 years to fully implement this program. Then then after 2 years, we come and review. So we want to know if there's no timeline. Tell us there's no timeline. You just be implementing as and when you finish. We don't know. So we want PS categorically stated the timeline. Every system implementation have got a timeline. We're telling Smart Zambia in here that your government service bus should have a timeline. You can't tell us we put in money to do the government service bus, you come again, you tell us, is it taking you 15 years? We know. There's a budget for 15 years. Every year we are taking off this. And after 15 years, we should sit down and say, the government service bus has been fully implemented. So it's the same issue with your system. We want to know when it will be fully implemented. You can proceed, PS.
We can expect full implementation by the 31st of December 2024. I submit.
Thank you. So is this month end full implementation? We take note. Honorable colleagues, we can make progress. We'll have a position over this matter. I wanted to ask another question on how PSU ensure that even between your wetland and your actual FSP, there's no duplication. How are you working on that? Because you've started your implementation with this system. You've done your pilot through your wetland distribution of these inputs. Now the rain fed. How are you ensuring that there's no duplication between the two, as it were?
That one is much simpler because both databases are with the ministry. It's actually the same database, except that some people are actually on the wetland program while others are on the rain-fed. We had a bit of an extraordinary year in that we had to implement an extra program. We did an emergency wetlands as well. So maybe on that one, we would say that because we actually went into implementation as a response to the national emergency. So that's the only one we can say that was not catered for. But other than that, I think we actually are within, we're running our program well.
Thank you. Honorable Daka, progress.
Thank you, Chair. Person, I would like to take the controlling officer to irregular issuance of inputs to beneficiaries beyond the support period. We have 138 beneficiaries, generating a waste for expenditure of 452,320. These beneficiaries are coming from Limlunga, Kalavo, and Congo. Controlling officer, you have systems, as you are claiming now, which are able to detect, one of which, as a committee, we expect you to detect as such things, where you according to your guidelines, you have a 2 years maximum period for these beneficiaries to enjoy. But we have seen a situation where these 138 beneficiaries enjoying beyond the stipulated time by going by the guidelines. Now I want to find out as a committee the following questions. One of which is the measures that you have put in place to ensure that this food treatment, no lapses. That's the first question. And then the other question was to get to know the status of the FSP miss that you have created, but I think this has already been taken by events. I submit, Mr. Chairperson.
Thank you. You can proceed with that question.
On this one, the 138 beneficiaries were actually then removed from the program, and the district officers who were involved in this oversight have been cautioned. It's actually going to sound like we're repeating our responses, but this is also what was happening like when the program was being run manually. So we are quite confident that the implementation of the electronic FSP MIS will prevent the reoccurrence of such anomalies. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Daka, follow-up question?
No, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. PS, I will suspend the sitting for 5 minutes. We'll lift the immunity conferred before you. We'll suspend for 5 minutes and we'll call you back.
mwafuma nenganga mukilasi muine twali mwafuma baticha mwafuma badokota mwafuma bashirika elo mwafuma nempupu nempupu.
After we settle down in Parliament. Now you seem to have come with a smaller group. We went out as a bigger group. I know others are coming. PS, you are conferred with immunity in accordance with Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia. PS, we will adjourn our meeting and we'll call you back to come and meet with us at 4 because we need to look at some urgent issue. You know, today we are looking at the Parliament was called for an emergency sitting. We are looking at the borrowing plan amended. Yeah, so we've seen a lot of members are not here. So it's in that vein that we want to adjourn this meeting and we meet you at 4. Probably we'll just do an hour and let you go so that you're within your working time. Unless you want us to go up to 22 is fine. We'll keep you here so that we can make some progress. So we do thank you most sincerely for coming before this committee, and that we'll see you at 16 hours to deliberate on the other issues. Then your director ICT should come with his laptop and everything so that we can go live in the system. I think some of these questions are based on your system, so we want to see how we can interrogate between Ziamis and your system, and also do talk to the director ICT at Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Chinama. Yeah, if he has time, he can just come quickly with his laptop also. We see how we can compare and contrast it too. Just tell him the chairman, the committee wants you to come and explain something on Ziamis, just for a short period of time, 30 minutes. I know they're coming tomorrow, but just let him come for 30 minutes to help us interrogate that. Then your ICT should come equipped with any other people who can support them from that aspect and show us the traction, how this system is able to interrogate, to check what is in there, vis-a-vis for us to also ensure that we protect public resources. PS, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, committee members. See you later, everyone.
Thank you. And bring us some lunch.